something that we know lifted people out of poverty, or baby bonds, which would level the playing field for everyone.
The newly signed Inflation Reduction Act has some targeted programs to build equality, but the foundation says more is needed, including paid family and medical leave, more affordable housing, and more access to health care. Chris Carlo, KCBS.
As online shopping winds down along with the pandemic, Amazon is canceling, closing, or delaying the opening of 49 processing facilities across the U.S., including 9 of them in California. In Southern California, Amazon has canceled the opening of a center in West Covina due to public protest, and another one in Oceanside has been canceled as well. The startup of a delivery center in Bakersfield has also been put on hold by Amazon. California could be the next state to make financial literacy courses a requirement for high school graduation. KCBS's Megan Goldsby reports the state superintendent of public education supports the idea.
Financial literacy includes learning how to balance your budget, creating savings, even investing. It's not too complex for teenagers, says Superintendent of Public Instruction Tony Thurman. In fact, learning these skills early sets them up for success.
This will increase their awareness and allow them to live a life without debt, to make better financial choices. It is incredible. And there are academic benefits for our students as well.
He's just secured an additional $1.4 million for grants to create more financial literacy courses in California high school. The state has a partnership with and Personal Finance, a nonprofit that's developed a course California teachers are using already to teach high schoolers about their finances. Tim Ranzetta is co-founder of NextGen.
Recent research has found students who take a financial education course less likely to take out high-interest payday loans, more likely to take out federal loans versus private student loans, which tend to be higher interest rate. Increasing their awareness about investing. This idea, the fact that only 50% of America invests today, many because they don't know how to invest, and being able to kind of offer that long-term wealth that can be generated is just phenomenal.
And these classes are making a difference, says Thurman.
There's interest in seeing this funding that has been provided for financial literacy and other things to be extended and expanded. And so stay tuned. We do anticipate that there may be some legislative efforts, perhaps as soon as this coming legislative cycle in January, to create a requirement.
Megan Goldsby, KCBS.
Baseball and preseason football will check sports in just 90 seconds.
The listening you love is on the free Odyssey app. Your trusted local radio station. Coverage of your favorite team. Live news from your hometown. And millions of podcasts on demand. Best of all, you can completely customize your listening experience. Follow topics you care about, like leagues and teams. Pause or rewind your local sports and news. And add shows to your queues to catch up later. There's a lot to listen to. So get started and download the free Odyssey app today.
Standing up for what's right. Helping out when things go wrong. Raising our voices alone or together. Seeking the truth and speaking our minds. Not just making records, but breaking them. Fighting for victory on the battlefield and on the playing field. Seeing the world through new eyes and the earth from miles above. Redefining beauty, reign, and what it really means to be queen. Making ourselves heard on stage and on screen. Showing the way in Silicon Valley. And showing up for others whatever help is needed. Not just making our mark, but making a difference. Now that's a job for a Girl Scout. Girl Scout, preparing girls for a lifetime of leadership.
Coming up on KCBS, what's next for the January 6th committee investigation? KCBS News Time, 12:15. Time now for sports preseason football for your Saturday. The 49ers made it 2-0. They beat the Vikings at Minnesota 17-7. For those still into the silver and black, the Las Vegas Raiders won at Miami 15-13. Baseball action, the A's walked it off, beating Seattle in 10 innings, 4-3, while the Giants lost to Colorado in 10 innings, 4-3. With more baseball talk, specifically the A's. Here's Ted Ramey.
It was a special moment for the A's top prospect, Shea Langoliers, who was called up Tuesday and put into the lineup for the first time ever on Wednesday. So here is Shea Langoliers' first pitch. He rips one toward the left field corner, and it is a fair ball. Langoliers is going to have to hustle. I think he thought maybe it bounced into the seats, or I'm not sure. He was down, rounding first, and then realized he had to hustle up. He ends up with the double on the first big league pitch he sees. Glenn Kuiper with the call for NBC Sports California as Langoliers gets a hit in his first ever major league at bat, swinging at the first pitch that he saw. So, was there a method to that at-bat?
Yeah, I was talking to Kent before that at-bat. He says you only get one first pitch as a big leaguer, so why not swing at it?
The A's went on to win that game in Texas by a final of 5-1. Langoliers from the area, so he got to do it in front of friends and family. At the sports desk, Ted Ramey, KCBS.
There's magic in the world. People will tell you there isn't. They just want you to get back to work, keep quiet, and not ask questions. Those people need 1-800-GOT-JUNK. When you see the magic and smell the magic, you can no longer deny the magic. We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. And now we pause for a word from Charlotte, the junk fairy. A friend is a person who always brings a little magic. Be a friend. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK. Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com. Man, I love my kids so much. I once there for 3 hours in the cold rain to watch her soccer team lose by 18 goals.
I love my kids so much. I once used it too to suck snot out of her stuffed nose at 3 a.m.
You win.
Love your kids? Love them enough to make sure they're in the right car seat. From toddlers to tweens, visit NHTSA.gov/the-right-seat to find the right seat for their age and size. Keep them safe. Visit NHTSA.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
When you're locked up for a violent crime, how do you come to terms with the harm you've caused, and what will stop you from doing it again?
You didn't kill the person physically, but you killed her soul.
I'm KCBS reporter Kathy Novak. Join me inside Soledad State Prison Monday morning right here on the Bay Area's #1 news station, KCBS, and streaming live on the Odyssey app.
Frank Munich is back. He's got our latest look at traffic. And it's a trip this time around out to Cordelia for a problem eastbound 80. Involving one car leaking fuel. We have the middle lane blocked there, eastbound 80, just before the Highway 12 split. Problem in Antioch, eastbound 4, just before Hillcrest Avenue. We have a report of a car out of commission in the center divide, that left-hand shoulder, so that's not reported, blocking lanes of traffic. And we do have weather playing a bit of a role in traffic for the first time this morning. This is the hour when we see weather advisories either renewed or in some cases canceled. And we've had 3 weather advisories put up for high winds over the Altamont Pass, for high winds at the Dumbarton Bridge, and for dense fog at the Golden Gate Bridge. Your next update at 12:28 on the traffic leader KCBS. Here's your KCBS 6-day forecast. Later today, it will stay mostly cloudy at the coast with highs in the mid-60s, becoming sunny along the bay. Highs there, 70s to low 80s. Sunny, but not as hot inland with highs mid-80s to low 90s. Monday will be the sunniest and warmest day of the week with highs ranging from the low 70s at the coast, mid-90s inland. And then the rest of the week, it'll be a little bit cloudier. We're talking highs for the most part in the mid-60s at the coast, 70s to low 80s along the bay, low 90s inland. Right now in San Francisco, Berkeley, and Palo Alto, it's 57 degrees. In Sonoma, it's 55 degrees. In South San Francisco, it's 61 degrees. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. KCBS News Time is 12:21. In the overwhelmingly Democratic state of California, voters are saying no to a second term for President Biden. KCBS's Jennifer Hodges with more on a recently released poll.
I wish there was a good candidate, maybe we could get Obama to do it again.
60% of registered voters in California say Biden should not run for a second term.
Usually you can tell which way the wind's blowing by looking at the no-party preference voters. They're 2-1 against Biden running for re-election. So that's pretty bad news for the president, I think, in a blue state like California.
The study is out of the Berkeley Institute of Government Studies. Mark DiCamillo is the director.
A lot of the conservatives that support Trump seem to easily transition to DeSantis. So I think he's the most formidable Republican other than Trump.
But on the Democratic side, there doesn't appear, at least to San Jose residents, to be too many options. It's too early to tell, right?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
So we need a change. It's not working. It hasn't been working, and so it'd be fun to see somebody else in there, somebody fresh. In San Jose, Jennifer Hodges, CBS.
Lawyers for former President Trump want a judge to appoint a neutral third party to go through the papers seized by the FBI at Mar-a-Lago and decide which ones can be returned to Trump. KCBS's Eric Thomas talked with a former White House intelligence official about the controversy. Larry Feinstein, the super secret NSA, the CIA, and his director at the White House is Roland Run. He says nothing in his 30 years in intelligence prepared him for this.
When I retired, if I brought even one box home that had some potentially classified material, I think it wouldn't have been 18 months before the FBI was knocking on my door.
18 months is the amount of time the National Archives and Department of Justice spent negotiating with Trump lawyers for the return of documents that the former president took to his Mar-a-Lago resort after leaving the White House. Nearly 2 weeks ago, the FBI served a search warrant at the Florida resort and seized documents, some marked top secret and above. Now, the Trump team wants at least some of those documents back.
Now, the former president, has alleged that some of these documents are documents covered by an attorney-client privilege, and so that may be why he wants a special master involved.
Special master would be a neutral third party reading over the papers and deciding which could be returned to the former president. Pfeiffer adds that taking papers to could have exposed them to exploitation by foreign spies. Eric Thomas, KCBS.
While much of its recent work is happening behind the scenes, the January 6th committee does continue to investigate the attack on the U.S. Capitol. KCBS's Mike DeWald talked with one member of the committee to find out what's up next.
Representative Adam Schiff was in the Bay Area for a pair of events to present his latest book. In Marin County, Schiff says the work of the January 6th committee goes on, with the potential for new public hearings in the future.
There may be fact-based hearings along the lines of what the public has seen, with new witnesses or new video footage that the public hasn't seen. But also it may be in the form of hearings around recommendations. How do we protect our country going forward? That's really our central objective, which is expose the facts, but also propose reforms to protect our democracy.
One person the committee has yet to hear from is former Vice President Mike Pence. Pence said he would consider testifying if invited.
I was glad to see him sounding receptive, and hope that that's the case.
Another saga Schiff is watching closely, the FBI investigation into classified documents in possession of former President Trump.
Someone else in that situation, particularly where the FBI had already asked and apparently been told that they didn't have any, that they'd given them all up, they would be under serious investigation right now.
Schiff says he's concerned about the former president's public criticism of the FBI. In Marin County, Mike DeWald, KCBS.
A famous venture capitalist is investing big in a new company started by the fired founder of WeWork. I'm Jeff Colvin at Fortune Magazine with the Fortune Business Update. Adam Newman started WeWork, the co-working real estate company, but was ousted in 2019 as its value plunged 90%. Now he's back with a real estate company called Flow, and it recently got a major vote of confidence from the venture capital firm Andreessen Horowitz, an early investor in Facebook, Twitter, and Skype. The investing reported $350 million in Flow, the firm's largest investment ever. Details about Flow's business are scarce, but Mark Andreessen said in a tweet that the company will address a basic problem. The U.S. is creating households faster than it's building houses. Andreessen acknowledged Newman's past, saying, quote, "We love seeing repeat founders build on past successes by growing from lessons learned. For Adam, the successes and the lessons are plenty." Unquote. I'm Jeff Cole.
Back in the 1970s,